Hello, can you hear me? I'm just monitoring the audio. So does that sound good? Yeah, cool. Yeah. Yeah, there's a story behind that. Let me mute it real quick while I put the So yeah, there was a slight malfunction after the last live stream. I often have like a big water bottle off camera. I knocked it over onto my work laptop and this microphone. And of course this thing acts like a sponge, sucked in all the water, so I quickly unplugged everything. The work laptop's fine. But I had forgotten to plug this back in. So, luckily it still works. Of course, very briefly when you said no audio, I was like, oh God, did the thing break? And then it's like, oh, right, the cord is unplugged. It does work more better when it's plugged in. Hello, ABC. How's it going? I'm, sorry, just going back through. Gonna capture the California Nebula. Cool. Oh, it became cloudy. That's unfortunate. Okay, yeah, different account. It is clear in Houston, indeed. Shockingly. Yeah, I was having little issues. Yeah, the music, I had like some copyright, not quite a claim, but like it was no big deal, but I had to fill out these forms on YouTube, and I'm like, I'm gonna change to a different playlist until that gets resolved. So yeah, and it did work. So there was this whole thing about the parade of planets. Oh, and the other thing, hopefully there won't be as many drop frames. I redid some settings, and there shouldn't be as many drop frames this time, hopefully. But yeah, the planetary alignment was, it was kind of, basically, some people called it like, they suggested it was an alignment where they were all like right next to each other, but realistically they were kind of across the sky. So they weren't just like in one area, but you could see just about, well, the problem is 2 of the planets, Uranus and Neptune, you need like binoculars to see. And Mercury wasn't visible because it was too close to the sun. But otherwise, like the brighter ones were visible. Venus, Saturn, and Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter and Mars. And the problem now, Saturn is starting to get too close to the, or starting to get kind of close to the sun after sunset, but it's still theoretically there, I think. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe it's too close to the sun now. But then it'll be in the morning sky. But yeah. Hello, Dark Shades. Hello, Benji. Yeah, I can see hear the voice. And hello, Turf. Yeah, so clearly need to work out some details. But the good thing is, since I switched to a different encoder on my Mac, and I switched some other things around, it seems like it helped with the dropped frames. So that's good. Yeah, Sousa. Yeah. No, was it John Philip Sousa? Okay, Saturn's gone. Yeah. It was like in January and earlier in February, it was visible. I didn't get any good images, unfortunately, because it was already too low to the west for me because of buildings in the way. But I know Turf was imaging it, I think. And hello, Hein. All right. So one of the things, man, this is like hard to read. I did manage to get the refractor set up, and I managed to get the Seestar set up. And theoretically, everything's ready to go. So that's a very good segue. That's actually exactly where I was headed. I'm kind of looking at my scope. Yeah, I had a GIF. I had like a video of that, but it was AI video. So let me change. Nope, wrong one. Oh gosh, hold on a second. This thing again. Hopefully we don't crash the stream like that one time. Okay. All right. Okay. There we go. So, no, sadly no two Seestars. Although let me double check something real quick. Let me quickly check something. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, they had some kind of bad weather at Starfront. So I took one of my Seestars to Starfront, remote observatory, and it's actually really nice conditions there right now. But like, I think they might be a little bit behind. I think they might be a little bit behind because of bad weather last week. Let's see, this is their sky camera right now, and you can see all the observatories are open. You can see the Milky Way. Looks pretty good. They have 8 buildings, 6 of which are more or less full. So yeah, unfortunately only one Seestar tonight. As soon as the other Seestar is turned on at Starfront, I'll go back to 2 Seestars. And one of them will be Portal 1, so that'll be good. Portal 1 and Portal 9. Hello, Hot Cheeto. What am I... Oh, let me just double check something real quick on Discord. Yeah. Okay. All right. I was just in the off chance I got a message back. I don't see. Anyway. All right. So. Yeah. Okay. So I'm back. Let's find something to image tonight. I already have the Seestar here. What is this error on the all sky? That always annoys me when it... data is over 4 days old. It complains a lot. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry, I'll get this. Sets to run post data. Okay. All right, that's gone. And now if I go to this, oh gosh, I don't even know where that is. Anyway, that's fine. At least it's gone from the main one. Maybe it'll reload itself and clear it. So let's find something to image, because right now it's just pointing at something. Oh, I temporarily brought down Alp while I was switching networks. All right. It is coming up. Yeah, I have a few little things to talk about. I did have presence of mind to clear off the Seestar before. Oof. Yikes. An hour in the cold trying to polar align your Seestar. That's frustrating. So given that you said bad news, I take it it didn't go well. I'm obviously saying it well. Oh, okay. Yeah. Good evening, Stan. Yeah, Crocs are definitely not cold weather. Not the ideal footwear for cold weather. But I know how that goes. When we had snow, I was going outside and I had a jacket on, but I was still wearing shorts and t-shirt. Or shorts and sandals, which probably wasn't the best idea. Hello, Hot Cheeto? So let us go figure something out. Now, things have changed a lot in the sky because of, rotation of, so I was trying to figure out what would be a good target. I was actually thinking about starting the Seestar on, since this is that was another thing last week or the week before, when I was trying to get everything set up for Starfront. I ended up inadvertently upgrading my this telescope to this Seestar to the very latest, and it was fine. It was only a little out of date. So we'll see how that works. Hopefully there aren't any anomalies. But one thing I thought is like, well, maybe I should do a mosaic to start with. Seestar. So, well, I say I'm going to try a mosaic, but I don't even know if this will work. Oh gosh. Why is it insisting on connecting to Bluetooth? Well, I guess not. Even though they are both on exactly the same network. It's insisting on Bluetooth. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I have run into that with well, if you're using a compass in the phone, those definitely are very sensitive to metal. Actually, for me, sometimes it's just the metal of the tripod itself ends up throwing it off. Tiger's Eye. Let me see. Let's see what we can start with. Why did it do that? Oh, I was looking at the Spaghetti Nebula. I forgot about that. Tiger's Eye. Well, it is actually, I'm just surprised. Let's see what the framing on this looks like. I don't know why the heck it's got that combination. Let me try something a little bit better. Seestar. I need to prune some of the different devices I have configured. Yeah, it's a little on the small side, but it's relatively bright, so let's try it. Let's try it. So I'm gonna just grab that tiger's eye, and we'll do it for 40 minutes, say. It should all be calibrated. I went through the focus and alignment, and it seemed to be relatively level, so that was good. So I will leave those alone and then go. Now, one of the things I was trying to image before it's too late was on the refractor. Let me bring that up real quick. I was starting to image Orion, the Orion Nebula. Okay, I'm not stacking. So, problem is I ran into some weird issues. You know what I think happened? It did a meridian flip, and so the position ended up being a little off. Almost there. Come on, you can do it. No? Let me go. Okay, it was off by a little bit. Now this, I don't have the focuser on it, but I did adjust the focus, and it should be in focus, or reasonably so, and it has the light pollution filter on it, so I want to try to stick to nebulas. Yeah, that looks good. Bit overexposed, but that's fine. Okay. Start guiding if necessary. Disconnect guiding. Okay, let's close this. Before I do anything, let me go see if I can try doing a calibration on this, because it did a meridian flip, and it was in a weird state. Oh yeah, that's fine. I can try. Yeah, so STLS has a YouTube channel, and he has two Cassegrain scopes, one of which I think is running as a Hyperstar, and it was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. And both of them are being run out of Arizona, so nice dark skies. So we can see a little bit of the galaxy, but right now it's mostly just the core right there. But yeah, they were the results he was getting. What was he imaging? I think Orion was one of them, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, and yeah, he's in Connecticut, so pretty neat. Faintest galaxy. Technically, I guess it would be some quasar, which is part of a galaxy, and it was like. So this one is, let's see, what is this one? This one is 9th magnitude. It's an NGC. It's not in the Messier catalog, but it's pretty bright. Pretty bright galaxy as galaxies go. But I think it was like a 17th magnitude galaxy or 18th. But it was a challenge because my skies are not but good, and so I had to get a lot of data. The galaxy that wasn't there. I was able to get the quasar part of it, but the quasar part was like 17th magnitude or 18th, but it took hours of data to get it, just because of my sky conditions. It took kind of like the needle in the haystack, getting enough data. Calibration was acceptable. Well, that's good. When I tried doing a calibration before the stream started, it told me the calibration was not good. So let's see how we are on alignment. We're still good. So this is a refractor. It's got a cooled camera. It's got a dual narrowband, just an SV Bony $100 narrowband filter. Nothing too outrageous. Oh yeah. yeah, the witch head. It's a witch. It's a witch. Okay. So let's see, is this ready to go? Let me check the guiding before I kick this off. I might have to tweak the settings for the guider, but maybe it's okay. We'll see. But let me go ahead and get stacking. Not get cracking, get stacking. And this isn't a planet. It's a deep sky object. So no okay. And then after this is gets going, I'll switch back to the galaxy. Yes, I do indeed need to hook up the EAF. I almost did it earlier today, but I'm like, I was pretty sure I was going to go live tonight, and I'm like, I don't want to do it on a night. I'm going to go live. See, I would do it if once the telescope's up at Starfront, because then I can just switch over to that, you know, and if this refractor's down, I'm fine. Translator setting for Cheetos. No. It's okay. Let's see. Stretch and stretch. Nice stretch. Okay, nice. Now this just has the dark frame, or not dark frame. Yeah, dark frame applied. It doesn't have any. What just happened? Oh, I pushed the wrong button. Sorry about that. Basically, I closed it out. I didn't press the kind of hide button. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it took me. You have a lot better potential in your skies. Okay. It got messed up because I stopped it and anyway, you have better potential with your sky because you've got like you're better than Bortle 5, like between 4 and 5, which it literally takes me 20 times longer, maybe more, to get the same quality of data that you'd be able to get. So if it took me 3 hours, for you, it might be math, less than 10 minutes. So I think it's just a matter of, you know, taking enough photos and then stacking them. Translator. No, there's no translation. No joy from Starfront, no, unfortunately. At least as of earlier. I had kind of so they recently switched to a new ticket system, and I think that also might be part of the problem. They had this Discord based one, and they kind of had moved away from it. And I figured since it was at the time where they were switching to the new one, I'm like, well, let me just go use the new one for the ticket. And they acknowledged that they'd received the ticket, but yeah, I pinged them again, but scope set up a stack back. Yeah, did they aim it at the ground? No, it's, I mean, I would know if it was online, or at least the Raspberry Pi, because the Raspberry Pi connects to Tailscale, and so like if they have it plugged into the Ethernet, it would go over Tailscale, and I would see that it had connected, but it hadn't. Yeah. Let me go back to the Galaxy. This is turning out. How many frames? It is... Sorry, my laptop's a little bit in the way, but I can't move it without accidentally unplugging the camera. Okay. It's not too bad so far. Although it did just get photobombed by a satellite, I think. Let me adjust the stretch here just to redo it, and then do I want to tweak this a little? Is this too dark? Actually not too bad results when all things considered, given my conditions. It's I mean, that's that filter. That helps a lot. And the fact it's a cooled camera. Yeah, so here's the Galaxy. It's just problem. See, that's why we need to try that Galaxy again next time I bring out my reflector, because that was part of the motivation for getting the reflector, was to be able to get closer in images of the of objects like this. Yeah, so here's the tiger eye. Unfortunately, I'm only seeing like the pupil of the eye. Not, I mean, you can kind of see some of the, like, I don't know if it comes through on YouTube, but you can kind of see some of it. At least I can see kind of the oval of the Galaxy right there. Yeah, well, because I have my own, like Tailscale. Tailscale is like your own VPN, and they have a web interface, and so I went in there and looked at like the host name, and it said it hadn't connected since the night. I think I live streamed before I went out there. Yeah, get the hook. Yeah, it is kind of small. Hello, qubits. Yeah, wonderful clear day skies, and oh man, that's frustrating. Getting yeah. I mean, fine if you want to do solar astronomy, but otherwise not so much. Oh yeah, I need to talk about the AI. I need to talk about the bot, but I'll get to that. Let me resize this, and let's maybe find another target, because since this is struggling. Although how much time did I put on that? Let me check before I. 12 minutes. See, I think I set it for half an hour. I'm not really sure it's going to bring out much more detail. Now, mind you, I have really bad light pollution here, so your results may vary. Yeah. So the VPN is kind of like a hosted. They have a server, and so long as the device is on the internet somewhere, it will connect to the kind of the control plane, the central server, and it'll log the fact that it connected. So even if they had, plugged it in and then like disconnected it, I would have seen that it had gone online. So it does it automatically once it has an internet connection, and then it's just another host, and I can remote desktop into it over my It basically creates your own kind of private VPN, and then I can remote desktop to it. I can SSH to it, whatever. Don't give them ideas. Although maybe, I don't know. I was gonna say maybe, taxing something discourages it. So maybe if they tax clouds, it would discourage the clouds. You're now stale Cheetos. Hello, Donkulus. Good evening. Are the security concerns? No. Because there's two things. One, the Raspberry Pi is actually, it doesn't have its own wireless, and it's plugged in. I left them with kind of a travel router. So, and it also has a software firewall on it. So the only way to connect to it is basically over the VPN. Like even if you had it on a local network, you could try to SSH into it, but you'd have to know the password. But you wouldn't be able to remote desktop into it. Like it won't even listen on that port unless you're coming in over the VPN. Video to live stream. Let me check. How's the tiger's eye? It's this fuzzy thing right here, unfortunately. Yeah, no worries. I mean, to be honest, yeah, I mean, a lot of people, even a lot of people I know, and I mean, even if you're in IT, you don't necessarily do networking stuff. Yeah, it is kind of, well, and it's even worse than that. This is the actual frame, and I zoomed in on it. Now, that isn't like the entire galaxy is like this big, but the only thing we're really picking up here is the core of the galaxy. Yeah, that would be good. No clears, supposedly clear tomorrow. Well, hopefully. I mean, that was kind of the way we had it, so maybe you're getting the front that we got that kind of cleared things out. Hello, Smokey. Good evening. Thanks for joining from Canada. Well, from Toronto. Welcome. Oh, I forget. I always forget to do that. But I see 20 some people, but only 12 likes. Don't forget to like the video. It does really help on the live streams because it will push them out to more people. YouTube will. So this is going reasonably well. I mean, given that I'm in like heavy light pollution. The 200 to the tiger eye. Yeah, really. I've thought about that. Not a 200-inch telescope, but getting like maybe a slightly, I don't want to say oversized, but it would have to be a relatively cost-effective one. But I've thought about getting kind of a bigger one just so I could try to image things from here. Tagging. to enjoy, the ability to enjoy. That's funny. M74, let me check. First, let me check to see if it's even visible. All right. And no. See, unfortunately, a lot of things to the west are behind a building. Pretty much anything to the west is going to be behind a building for me. Now that'll be one of the huge things about Starfront will be to yeah, exactly. Welcome to my world. I mean that's one of the, it isn't just the dark skies at Starfront for me. It's also being able to image things west of the meridian. That would be amazing. It's just not something that I get to do very often. Stop. I already was on this view. I don't know why I said that. The good thing is the drop rate was pretty good. It's just not. It's just struggling. But let me look here. So far the drop rate, the Hyades. The problem with the Hyades is, actually, are they even visible? That might be another problem. The problem, even if they were visible, the problem is they're very. It's a very extended object. It's very big, and so the Seestar wouldn't be able to really image it, and yeah, it's to the west. But if you look at it, see, this is the field of view of the Seestar, but the Hyades are this entire, the kind of the V shape there. So unfortunately, yeah, yeah. I mean, basically anything west, and this is actually something that I will probably add to the the bot at some point, which I will show about. I will show in a bit. Yeah, exactly. We need the Goldilocks object. Actually, what was I? NGC 2903. Helps if I was on the right window when I 2903. Oh, it's in the danger zone, but we'll try. And that's a nice bright one. Although it's theoretically about the same magnitude, but I think it'll be better. I say it's in the danger zone because it's near the roof line. It might still be behind a roof, but we'll try. Because this roof line isn't necessarily 100% accurate. And it's also, did this actually stop? What? Yeah, it actually stopped. The other problem is that roof line doesn't reflect the fact, the bane of my existence is there's a satellite dish right on that corner of the roof. And I can't tell you how many times I kind of thought I was in the clear, started imaging something, and then this weird shadow goes across the image because there was a satellite dish there. So we'll try 30 minutes again. And go. And I'm going to go to live view so we can, it'll either be straightforward or it'll be hilarious. Okay, maybe not hilarious, but unfortunate, more like it. Let's see how this is doing. This is doing well. Let me adjust. No, I don't. Well, it depends on the target. Usually, if it's a galaxy or stars, you generally don't use the light pollution filter. Or reflection nebula. So like the Pleiades, you don't use light pollution filter. Now, unfortunately, that means things end up really messy and I have to clean them up in software. But, and that's just because I have like particularly bad skies. But if it's a nebula like Orion, for example, you can use the light pollution filter. Okay, it's not off to a great start. It's dropped 3 frames, now 4 frames. The trees, well, that's unfortunate. Yes, I have a really bad gradient. Yeah, I mean well, that was the other. It hasn't actually downloaded anything yet because it's just been dropping frames. Let me oh nice, NGC 3109. Let me stop this and see if the dish is in the way, because it wouldn't surprise me if it was. This is like the old image, it hasn't refreshed. No, it looks like it should work. And I can see it in the preview right here. So let's try this again. See if it'll image. Yeah, let me look up that one. I'm kind of curious which one that is. A lot of the things aren't quite visible for me yet. Yeah, or it's too late. Okay, yeah, this one hasn't risen from behind buildings yet. Again, another reason why. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice one. I need to make note of that one. Let me make note of this one. NGC 3109 group. Oh, 3190. Let me look at that. 90. I don't see 3190. I see 3189. Oh, never mind. I got it. Oh, Leo Quartet. Yeah. Leo Quartet. Yeah, 3109. Yeah, I've actually imaged this a little bit, but like, can I actually see it yet? Oh, it's about to rise. So let me make note of that one. I might want to try that one. Let me try that one. Yeah, too few to plate solve. I'm not sure. Well, see, now it's succeeding. Okay, there it is. See, it just needed a pause. It was a little too I don't know. I was rushing it. 2903 looks edible. Yeah, maybe. Install a 15-foot pier. That would be cool. That would be cool. Looking at your I know that was I know you're talking about Discord. I need to bring up Discord because I have not been doing that today so far. And I need to make sure I don't have the voice on, or we might get something weird. All right. So, while this is, I don't want to like make things over busy, but here's Turf is imaging. Uranus. That's cool. How many are not in the field of view? A lot are not in the field of view. Yeah, so this is NGC 2903. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get a PhD in astronomy, and I have a feeling I would still have found it funny. Yeah, I think I still would have found it funny. Yeah, cool. Yeah, some days are like that. Maybe something else. Yeah, we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that one alone. Forever Child. Well, it's like I told my wife when when I first met her, that I'm like, you're only young once, but you can be immature forever. Yeah, it is getting brighter. I mean, you can see the spiral arms in it. The one good thing about this one is the spiral arms are a bit brighter. It's not, unfortunately, allowing me to zoom in anymore. But yeah. We'll leave that on. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. It was, and I think, yeah. Actually, let me tweak this. Is it still updating? Yeah. Okay. It just wasn't responding for a moment there. Just trying to brighten this up because we are getting some of the Running Man over here. I am pretty... Don't want to do it too much, but... I mean, again, given my horrible seeing conditions, this light pollution filter does seem to be doing a good job of, like, no gradient, really. It's doing pretty good. Looks pretty clean, really. So... Yeah, I will. I will when it's done. Yeah, have a good evening. Thanks for joining. So the telescope that's looking at Orion is the refractor. That the one that it's theoretically in the all sky camera, but it's at kind of a weird angle. So you actually, the only thing you see is actually the counterweight. Is kind of partly because it's on the left side of the pier, and it's like the counterweight's almost like the what do you call it? The rod for the counterweight is like horizontal practically. Yeah, the trapezium is the trapezium is a little tricky. It's very tricky for my skies. I mean, that's definitely something I want to try from Starfront, but because it fits well in the field of view. But it's I've gotten good results from it, from the trapezium galaxy, but I had to process it a lot. Clean the lens from aliens. No, it was the, did I say reflector? This is the refractor. It's the reflector that has those weird things, and I haven't done anything about them yet. Hello Icarus. How are you? How's it going? Or thanks for joining. No, that's fine. It's I've been bouncing back and forth to them, and I haven't used either one that much. Like I was going to use this refractor last time, but it was all clouded out. Sorry, I was thinking of Triangulum galaxy. Trapezium, yes. Yeah. So this is NGC 2903. just going to collect a bit of data there, and then we'll move on to something else. How's the guiding on this doing? Not completely terrible. I mean, it's keeping it at least. And I may need to work on it some more, but it's good enough for today. There we go. That's better. Make it a little bit more contrasty. Now, that said, I wonder if I could really mess with this. Now, maybe leave this and then pull that way down. Way down. And zoom in. Yeah. See? There you go, cosmic ray. Yeah. Yeah, not an Alp. Although, theoretically, we could add it. Like, there's Python code out there that'll do it. Yeah, exactly. Let me add a note. Let me make a note. That's another thing. I mean, we're coming up on that. I had said I wanted to get the planet and the moon and planet modes in better shape before the lunar eclipse, but that's coming up. Gosh, it's new moon this week, so it's coming up in like just over 2 weeks. Dang it. Okay. Yeah. No, it's no worries. But yeah, so see, cosmic ray. There we go. There we go. Look at that. I'm able to get. So the data's in there. It's just really, really faint. I mean, compared to all the other signal. Plus, I'm like zooming it out. Yeah, 2903. Yes. Yeah. That's one thing I really love about SharpCap. Let me look at that. NGC 2903. Okay, so this was a view of NGC 2903. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But see, you've got, I mean, you say you've got a terrible gradient, but you also have a lot less light pollution than me. Then again, it's hard to have more light pollution than me. Yeah, nice. It is a small target, but you can see the spiral arms in yours. Turn it green and have an eyepiece view. We could actually do that. I could just knock this down. Come on. And there we go. See? How about that? Got a eyepiece view of the trapezium in the core of the Orion Nebula. Let's see if I can bring it out even more. Let me turn off this. Can I bring it if I drag this even further? Yeah, no. It's actually kind of cool that it is. See, it's really hard to get these when you're processing. When you're processing photos of the Orion Nebula, just because they're so faint. But like when you're visually looking at it, it's pretty easy to see them. I mean, they're like the thing that kind of jumps out at you. But yeah. Yeah, no, it is from my neighborhood, but it's the refractor and it's that SV Bony dual narrowband, which has narrower band passes, so that I think is helping a lot. Plus, it's a bigger, it's like 50% more aperture than the Seestar, which is like more than double the light. Plus, plus it's probably optically like it's a Petzl design. So process is going to be excommunicated. So there you go. Pull the red a bit. Like that. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not picking up the yeah, it's a live view. It's just, it's live stacking and I'm messing around with the histogram. Let me make this larger. But I was just messing around with this histogram. As you can see, I've really kind of messed around with the colors and I dragged everything way to the right. Yeah, the filter's a huge thing. Yeah. Oh, hey. Did not know that. It makes sense though. Because like, it's such a easy target in the middle of that nebula. And yeah, no, that was useful. I mean, that's nice. Yeah, one of the stars you can't quite, kind of can see it, but the others are pretty bright. But yeah, when you look at it through an eyepiece, this is not exactly what you see, but kind of like it's a little bit more kind of like you see a bit of it it kind of fades out, and it's like right in the center of the eyepiece you see this detail, and you see the 4 stars, like even with like binoculars, they really kind of jump out. Yeah, oh, it does. Well, that's I'm sorry. I'm going to reset this to the other stack. And we'll fix all the colors. There we go. And we'll go back. Auto. There we go. And let me tweak them. So it's up to half an hour already. Wow. I should have taken a screenshot of that. Dang it. Let me brighten that up a bit so you can get more of the Running Man. A bit more. Okay, and then maybe darken a bit. There we go. There we go. That's not too bad. I mean, this is, it does have dark frames being applied, but that's about it. Yeah, exactly. It's amazing how things have progressed. I like that process with charcoal on parchment. It is interesting seeing some of those old sketches of astronomical objects. Yeah. Very green. Yeah, O3. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, the dust details. Like, zooming in a bit. A bit more than that. Yeah, seeing some of the... Yeah, this is turning out nice. Framing's a little off-centered. I should have... But that's okay. I've thought about at some point, there's a flattener field reducer. Not a flattener, but a field reducer for this one. I've thought about getting it just to give a slightly wider field of view. Let me go look and see what Oh, this is starting to turn out nicely. I did a full half hour on it, and it's up to 18 minutes. No, 15 minutes of data. So actually, it's not too bad. Yeah. Well, see, that's another thing about the that telescope at Starfront is I think it'll be a lot more easy for me to do dark nebulas. Yeah, yeah, you can definitely see the arms now. Definitely. I mean, it's unfortunate, but again, that's part of the reason why I bought that reflector. But the reflector there's at least two things I need to do with it. There is um, the weird kind of either the dust bunnies or the collimation needs to be worked on. That's a big thing. But then I just have a hard time plate solving, and the off-axis guider has a hard time. And initially I thought, well, if I upgrade my guide scope, but I'm having a hard time plate solving with the main camera, like using Sharp Cap. And so, well, I shouldn't say I'm not plate solving with the guide camera. It just can't guide consistently. So I'm thinking of going with a guide scope. Yeah, dark dust is cool. I mean, that's one thing that's nice about the Orion Nebula is you do get that in the nebula. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's been a challenge trying to do it with my light pollution. Once this is a little bit more clear, I think I'm going to try pointing the Seestar at this at the Leo Quartet, because that's kind of a neat target. I haven't really imaged from it. I haven't imaged it nearly enough. Oh, he's live right now? That's cool. The problem is with the I think I would have with this scope? No, I have not. Let me see if it's visible. That's a good. Well, the problem is it's a reflection nebula, so the light pollution filter might not help me enough. But let's see where it is, if it's even doable right now. Because the problem is, yeah, no, see, Orion, I'm on borrowed time with Orion because it's already kind of heading towards this building right now. Okay, I'm just trying to see if it's rejecting frames yet, but it's going to run into an issue soon. Yeah, the Seestar does struggle. And yeah, see, this is, again, it's very high on my list of things to try at Starfront. Very high. And things that I've struggled to image from Houston, like this is okay. I can clean this up and get some pretty good results, or results that I'm happy with. But like the witch head, haven't been happy with anything I've gotten on that because I can't use the light pollution filter, and I get these horrible gradients, and it really drowns out the witch head, and it's really hard to remove the gradients without removing a lot of the signal. The other issue is other things are dark nebula. Again, similar issue. It's the low contrast things. I have a really big problem. Oh, nice. C8 with Hyperstar. Yeah, maybe I don't need to go crazy. Maybe instead of some massive scope, I get a I just get something like a C8 at some point and have a hyperstar on it for the times I want to do the fast wide stuff. Yeah, it does help a lot, but for the low contrast things, I find I just don't have enough signal to noise to really. I mean, I'm sure if I got like just massive amounts of data, you know, tens of hours, it would probably be okay, but yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe I do. Well, I can't do the witch head right now, just because I think it's already it's behind the building. But we could try it on something else. You know what? Is this visible? You know, one that would be interesting to try out that I haven't, just to see what this refractor would do with it, because I have imaged this with the Seestar, but maybe I could try Dryer's Nebula just to see what it does with it. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. So I'm going to move this one on. Yeah, yeah. Actually, they have, on the Mead sale, actually the one that I saw that I found kind of intriguing is, oh, and by the way, just as a reminder, they're going to have big binocular sale going on starting tomorrow. And they still have a couple of more, one on the 27th and one next week, TBD. But what I saw was they actually have, what? I don't remember seeing this one. They actually had, sorry. So most of them are F10, and that's the same thing with Solstron. But they actually had a 10-inch and 8-inch, 10-inch and 12-inch F8. Like they had an F8 model of the, it was the LX850. It's a bit heavier, but it's F8. No, that one's too expensive. Not like that's cheap either, but it's like a few $100 more than the 10-inch, because they have the 10-inch F10s on sale as well. But this one was kind of, I thought was interesting, because if you look at it, compare it to the, if you compare it to, see if I can do this here. Nope. Let me go F8. Yeah, if you yeah, the labels are wrong. So if you, this is the 10-inch F10 and the 10-inch F8, they're obviously shorter, but it's heavier. Only 4 left. But yeah, I actually had noticed that they had those. I was like, huh. But yeah, no, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the big thing. Like, I would want to get something I could do Hyperstar with. So that's the main downside. Well, it's not the only downside. It's also $3,000, which is probably a fair price. It's just I wasn't. That's something right now I was gonna do. Okay. So this is the final. I'll go with this. 45 minutes, not too bad. And I will stop this and I will try dryers just because I'm kind of curious how that'll look. And actually what I need to do is crank up the gain and turn down the time for plate solving. Okay, good enough. So this is a live view. So let's go to dryers. Not true. Dry. Okay, which one is this? What's the catalog number? It is IC2169. There we go. Doesn't even have that name in here. Weird. Well, let's try it. Yeah, I don't know enough about that, but I have heard about the mirror flop issue. Yeah, that's one thing I need to. I'm gonna try to process that later, at least theoretically. Yeah, exactly. A little stretching and a little bit here and there. Okay. Hopefully this will be okay. It's allegedly live. Okay, not quite an arc-second guiding, but or a little bit more than that, so I can deal with that. No, it was off by 0.78 degrees. It's not happy with me because PhD was trying to guide. All right, let's try this. Let me reduce the gain and increase. Maybe I'll try 10-second exposures, just like the Seestar. And we'll go with that. I'll wait for the first frame to come in, and then I'll start live stacking it. And then we'll go back to our galaxy. Is it just me, or do I not see anything? Let me look at the galaxy just before it goes away, because I don't know how far we are into it. Did I do more than half an hour on it? Because it's still going. That's fine. I'll stop it. All right. That's weird. that area that faint? What just happened? Okay. I'll increase to longer exposures. Yeah, I mean, some people use Photoshop, although sometimes I typically don't do that. I just stick to like Cyril, and I need to spend more time with the SETI Astro tools because those look pretty cool. 4889. I'm gonna try to stack this because I know there's something in there. It's just super faint. Oh, nice. Nice. Hello, Breed Bear Wolf. Thanks for joining. Yeah, the Seestar is pretty cool. Yeah, Leo Triplet's a great target. Okay. Let me redo this histogram here. Turn off the zoom. Is this even in the right place? Supposedly it is, but we'll see. I'm just gonna give it more time. Yeah, let me look up that NGC 4889. See, this is a target I definitely would want to do in a dark sky if it doesn't work out here. Of course it is. Oh, the coma. Yeah, it's behind a building still for me. Oh, wow. Look at all those galaxies there. Jeez. That is a lot of galaxies. Actually, not this one. Let me look at this one. Sometimes it ends up struggling loading the images. But unfortunately it's behind a building for me, but that is definitely, that would be a good one. Like, look at this, several galaxies and then just tons of little ones all over the frame. I like that. Let me check something real quick on Discord. Let me check something real fast. Yeah, galaxies are really cool. Speaking of galaxies, let me bring this one back while I'm waiting for something. Oh, Jupiter. Turf is imaging Jupiter there. All right. Um, all right, sorry, I'm just looking at something here. Um, all right. Oh, nice. This is with Turf's 12-inch mead. 12-inch? Or 10-inch? 12-inch. Imaging Jupiter. Also with SharpCap. This stream brought to you by SharpCap. Yeah, Jupiter's moons. Well, I don't have the right scope out tonight, but Turf's got the right scope. Yeah, right there, see? He's got a moon right there, and a moon right there. And I believe that's the red spot. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was able to get a couple of supernovas with my Seestar. Which actually reminds me, I should check to see if there's any other current ones out there. Because that's always makes for a good target. Supernova, latest supernova. Okay, let's go to the top here. I don't see any particularly bright ones. I mean, NGC 1515, is that up? I need to have a better way of doing this. Not even close to up, it's below the horizon. NGC, what was the other one there? 150? Every once in a while there's one that's, nope, also below the horizon. 1493. Just set. 233. That one hasn't risen. I mean, it's risen, but it's not behind a building yet. Although it's a little dimmer, it's 16th magnitude. So for me, that's a little more of a challenge. Fighting some clouds. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. Can you bring up a YouTube channel? Yeah, let me take a look. Oh, hey, Aiden, thanks for joining. Welcome. Yeah, let me see if I can do that, but hopefully without tearing a hole in reality. I hate it when that happens. Let me see if I can do that over here. Man, there is like nothing showing up here so far. Yeah, it's really struggling to get anything. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay. Alright, he's live. Oh, and he's got Sharp Kappa up too. Let me make sure I'm muted here. I don't think I have the audio, but I just don't want to cause feedback issues. I see Stan's on there and Cosmic Ray. Hey. But he's using an unguided Hyper C8. So he's out in Death Valley? Oh, that's cool. Let me subscribe to him. And I'll copy a link to his channel. Don't stop watching my channel. Or if you do watch his channel, watch it at the same time you're watching mine. But I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check him out after. Especially if he's out in Death Valley. That's cool. I mean, speaking of dark skies. What would be funny is if we watch it, like his count go up and mine go down. Whoa. Anyway, so this is doing well. Now I do think that this is not doing well. So I think I'm going to stop this one because I just don't see this improving. Like, I'm getting some red nebulosity, but I'm getting like there's just not enough signals getting through, at least in 11 minutes. So we'll find something else to image. Yeah, I'll have to check them out. Well, and especially when I'm not streaming, I've seen people comment that they've seen me on other people's live streams. Or they were watching them after the fact and they saw me commenting. It's like, you know, gotta have something to do when... So the galaxy on the Seestar is NGC 2903. 2903. Let me make sure my time is okay. So, Beetlejuice, let's try it on this one. No guarantees because it might be behind a building, but we'll try. Since this isn't going anywhere. And so let's go to... Helps if I spell that correctly. Let's crank up that, and then hopefully that'll work. Okay, just need enough to be able to plate solve. I don't think it is. Is it foggy down where you are? Because it looked like it was kind of... Oh, man. It looks like it's already behind a building. Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, emergency stop. Unfortunately, it's behind a building. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I figured because it's night observing, I tried to, you know, kind of keep things chill. What is the chillest? Oh, thank you. That was kind of what I was going for. Plus it's in. I mean, I work during the day, so I definitely don't have as much energy in the evening. It's not that I'm not hyper anyway, but I'm even less. If I'm mellow during the day, I'm even more mellow at night. Yeah. Oh, it is rolling in a bit. Yeah. Because I was looking at that earlier and I was a bit concerned. This has turned out really well. I mean, I need to clean it up, certainly, but didn't drop much. 40 minutes. Definitely could see spiral arm. Kind of the bar. I think it's a barred spiral, if I recall correctly. So let me look at. What was I going to look at? Oh, I was going to look at the weather. See, this was bothering me earlier. Like, I was watching it, and the clouds were rolling off the coast, right? But then, like, this little bit of cloud just kind of stayed there. And then it started kind of creeping back. And I hadn't seen it recently, but it hasn't quite reached me yet, I think. Because it shows it's not quite up to Pearland. Fun thing for people who aren't familiar with Houston geography. There is a town called Pearland, and there is a town called Sugarland. So there you go. Deer Park. I don't know if there's any deer there, or if there were, it was a long time ago. Friendswood. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't look like it's up to Pearland yet, and I'm a bit north of Pearland, so not quite to downtown Houston, which is over here. So this was what I was kind of concerned about, because it didn't go away. It didn't go off the coast. If anything, it started drifting back. I'm like, great, that's probably the fog. But the good news is tomorrow night is supposed to be clear here, so I'll have another live stream. Yeah, so no problem. If you're on the stream tomorrow, remind me and I'll take a look at we'll take a look at Beetlejuice. Oh, you have cold. Yeah, I mean yeah, sorry to hear that. I mean, that is one thing. I don't know. It seems like yeah, some of the colds recently seem to be a bit worse. Yeah, actually, that's true. Hadn't actually thought about that because it's a few thousand light years away. It could have already exploded. We just haven't gotten the light just hasn't gotten to us yet. And actually, probably, depending on how it ends up going supernova, if it ends up having some eruptions first, we'll probably see those first. But if it just like goes supernova, we'll detect the. My guess is we detect the neutrino pulse first, because the neutrinos. I'm certainly not an expert, and I'm very rusty in it. But if I recall correctly, when the core collapses during a supernova, the neutrinos, or as part of the kind of the. Is it when it's fusing into iron? Anyway, there's a neutrino pulse, but because neutrinos don't interact with normal matter very much, those just kind of blow through the outer layers of the star and just kind of go out at the speed of about the speed of light. And then the photons have to kind of work their way through, and kind of the other energy kind of propagates up, and then the star, gets to the surface and blows apart. But the neutrino pulse is the first thing that we would detect, if my astrophysics isn't completely rusty. Okay, it is. I don't know that it was never rusty. Something at the bay. The fog, probably, because it did seem like it was kind of coming up up Galveston into the bay. Yeah. I mean, that is the nice thing about the S50, and one thing that I've very much enjoyed about it was just kind of the quick, before I started live streaming with it, I'd have, like today, where maybe fog was coming in, and I wouldn't necessarily drag out a big setup if I only had an hour or two, but with the Seestar, I just would throw out there and get a couple hours of imaging done. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because it's one of those things that could happen. It could happen thousands of years from now, or it could happen this year. Like, I mean, we could see it this year, or it could happen thousands of years from now. There's just no telling. And it's had some behavior. Anyway, let me move on to something else. Yeah, that's makes sense. That it's the bay. It's the bay's fault. Galveston Bay. Yeah, that's true. Oh, hello, Wiley Sight. Good evening. 2 days in a row are not worthy. Oh man, you're sick for the better part of the month. I remember you were being sick. I didn't realize it was that long. That's rough. Oh, okay, it's 600 light years away. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I'm not going to mention the YouTube channel, but I've seen a few YouTube channels that had those kind of scenarios in animated form, realistically animated form. Yeah, definitely good nightmare fuel. Yeah, it's true. I mean, the last time there was a naked eye supernova that I remember was it wasn't visible. It was visible in the southern hemisphere, 1986, 7, somewhere around there. It was in one of the Magellanic Clouds, and I'm pretty sure it was naked eye visible, or at least it was easily visible. But it would be interesting to see something. What was it? I thought I read something where it's like, in a galaxy the size of the Milky Way, you would expect about one every 100. Did I remember reading that correctly? One every 100 years, or more frequently? And so, like, there could have, well, even like if we had, since we've had neutrino detectors, I would have thought we would have picked them up. So maybe there hasn't been any, because I was thinking, well, there's parts of the Milky Way we really can't see well, like, or at all, on the other side of the core, Delta Quadrant or whatever. But yeah, it would be, yeah. So it feels like some star should go supernova at some point within the Milky Way, and ideally would be in a position where we'd be able to see it, not behind like some dust cloud, or at least one in like Andromeda or something. Yeah, that happens to me too. And like it was happening it wasn't on this target, but earlier there was some target I was imaging, and it just was dropping. Nothing succeeded. I literally stopped and restarted it, and then it worked fine. Yeah. Yeah. That's weird. Yeah, it was yeah, 86 or 87. It was somewhere around there. Yeah, okay, 1 per century is correct. Cool. That would have been interesting. Oh, they can interact with chlorine atoms in your eye. That's wicked. Okay, so let me go pick something else to image here. Okay. So actually, let me find something. We'll keep the galaxy going since it's not really dropping much, and we're getting close to almost an hour worth of data. So I'll just keep this one going for a bit, and I'll find something for this one to do. So let us go see. Oh, crazy drops east of meridian. That's interesting. I get problems. I get problems. Actually, I get problems near the meridian. When there's a lot of field rotation, especially like to the north, and it ends up rotating so much that it just ends up having problems, I think. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I have a story about that too. You know, you definitely, if you get a degree in astrophysics, it's like taking a vow of poverty, especially for a PhD. Just because, you know, it's not like it's not necessarily a field that, you know, there's not a lot of, I mean, it's a pure science kind of thing, so those don't always do well. Actually, so one thing I should try, since the refractor is actually working, I should try the seagull before it disappears. And I need to do that again tomorrow because that's part of the monthly challenge, which, if you haven't joined the Discord, that's a good segue. Let me drop that in the chat for those who haven't joined this Discord. And I need to also talk about the bot I added there. I unleashed on the channel. I need to have... Yeah, the Seestar is not an EQ mode. My plan was to get, because I ended up getting another wedge for the Seestar that's at Starfront. I have the other wedge still that I had been using for setting up one of them in EQ mode, and my plan was to run both in EQ mode. I just haven't done that, mostly because I've just been trying to focus on getting the refractor in better shape. Yeah. Let me go try to the let me make sure it's the right seagull, because the last time I see 2177, that's allegedly right. I see. hopefully this will go. That's a bummer. What happened? And who did you order it from so we can shun them? Like, that stinks. What happened? Oh, really nailed polar alignment. That's awesome. Whoa, 0 deck and 0.04 RA. That is impressive. That is really good. Oh, did not nail it. Yeah, it was yeah, I get that. I was having issues. Well, he also had problems with temperature. And living on top of a buried iron asteroid. Sean. I like that. That's funny. Okay, PhD is guiding again, so let's go. Let me just make sure that this is right. Okay, so let me see if PhD has freaked out. Certainly not happy. All right, man, I need to focus the guide scope. These things are very misformed. Okay, let's start getting this going while I still have time. I'm not gonna go all the way to, let's try 10 seconds. Wow, and you got like 4 or 5 hours on it. That was insane. I mean, that was great. Yeah, space is really cool. I mean, when I was probably early teens, it was just like, that's when I first really started getting into it. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, Amazon, that is so weird. Yeah, because like you were saying that it was going to be January or February, and we're almost out of February. That is so weird. You should check, and if they still have an order, like, yeah. That is so weird. Yeah, so I'm behind a few minutes on the chat. Not actually that much, but yeah. And Astro Chris, that is a good suggestion. The S30 is good. Yeah, and there is like a tabletop Dobsonian, but that would be more if you want to do visual. Yeah. Wow, 62. Wait. Yeah, and I do have affiliate links in the description if you do order something. High Point Scientific. I believe they ship to Canada, but if you get it from somewhere else, that's fine. But if you get it from High Point or Amazon, I do have an affiliate links, and Amazon, the link does work for Canada. Bunch of scams, yeah. I'm not surprised. Yeah, well, yeah. You definitely should join the Discord if you haven't already. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah. Yeah. Or in my case, I don't even know. I don't even want to think about how much I've done, how long I did visual. I'm going to actually, at the risk of making this a little noisier, no. Under 20-second. Yeah. Yeah. The averted vision is definitely something. Yeah, averted. Yeah, it's definitely tricky. It is funny because it's like, it's one of those things. I still can, like, I haven't had to do it in years, but there's times where I had to pick up, like, look at something in the binocular, and I just kind of, like, subconsciously almost just immediately kind of did that because I had done it for so many years. Okay, I can see some nebula. That's good. It's encouraging. Oh, yeah, that's that's like yeah, that's definitely, yeah. I mean, I was younger when I did more of my visual astronomy. Okay, let me reset this and now that it's got a minute to see. It's pretty grainy, but I did increase the gain a bit. Ideally, I wouldn't increase the gain that much. With O'Brien, it's so bright I had it running at the base gain. Oh man. Well, at least it was auto refunded. Yeah, high point. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll go buy it from Amazon, but I won't buy it from a third-party seller. I mean, I tried them. I mean, that's still no guarantee, but at least I feel like it makes it a little bit more, a little less dodgy. Yeah, I ended up getting I ended up with two Seestars. One I got from All-Star Telescope in Canada. Actually, they actually shipped it before I was able to get it from them before I got it from others. Before I got it from the other place, which actually I ended up ordering it direct from CWO. They still want you the troubleshooting. They still can't open that file. That is, but the instructions they gave were wrong. Like the screenshot they gave, basically they gave cosmic array instructions on how to get the logs from the Seestar, and I guess it creates its own bundle. But there's like the menu option that were in the screenshots don't exist in the iOS tablet version, because I checked too, and I'm like, I don't see it. And so he sent them a zip that came from Alp, because Alp is able to pull the logs from the Seestar as well, and that apparently confused them or something. Like they weren't able to open that, and I have no idea. Oh, interesting. Yeah, thus far I've had some good luck. Okay. Hoping to get it. Yeah, hopefully. Cloud it over. That's too bad. I mean, I'm on borrowed time here before the fog rolls in. Well, apparently, yeah, Cosmic Ray was running into that as well. Seriously, you have to be logged in to generate log files? Like, why? Why would you need to be logged in to generate a log file? Actually, a friend of mine, he ordered a 55-inch or a 50-inch, some large flat panel. He gets the box, opens it up. It's a wooden frame in there, the size of a TV. And I don't know if the foam was in there or if it was inside the foam, but basically it gave it the same heft, but there was no TV. Yeah, that was kind of dodgy. S30, yeah. Well, they only recently came out with it, fairly recently, like a few months ago. So I think they're still, and the price point is good. So I guess the combination has resulted in kind of back order. And actually, I've found that a lot of stuff is kind of back ordered now. Astronomy stuff. Let me redo that. Yeah. I could probably stop this at some point. This is, I got over an hour of integration. Very few dropped frames for AltAz. There must be not much field rotation going on. Oh, nice. Oh no, it's hello, Rogue Drone. Yeah, it's I've actually never seen it visually. I don't think I've ever seen a Jupiter moon shadow visually. I mean, I've seen it through my with a camera through my telescope, but I haven't seen it with my eye. Okay, they started back in October. Wow. Wow. Oh, that's the one that I found disconcerting that I had heard about were the memory card ones where you would plug it in and it would say it was 256 gig, but it was only like 64 gig or something. And so like you're writing along, and then you just get write errors. It's like that is pretty dodgy. Oh, M110, nice. I am not using the Starfront scope yet, unfortunately. This one on it would yeah. I guess this one just I mean sometimes that happens, like the objects are just well positioned and there isn't much field rotation. And this must be one of the times. 10 terabyte USB stick. Yeah. My favorite was I had some file system. It got corrupted. It wasn't real, but it was hilarious because it was like the maximum size of the file system. It said it was like 16 exabytes or something, and I'm like, that would be nice, but I find that very unlikely. I find that very unlikely. That I suddenly have exabytes of storage. Not this year. Not for a few years. Yeah, I don't remember the circumstances that led to it, but it was some major corruption. Actually, that was another thing. I remember. No, it wasn't the file system. It was a file. They claimed the file was multiple exabytes. That was funny. I'm like, no, I don't think it is multiple exabytes. I'm gonna mess up the live stack. probably already did. Oh. Let's see. Good thing is, so the changes I made in OBS seem to have addressed the drop issue. The drop frame issue, I think. Yeah, yeah. No, it was funny because that's kind of what happened to me, in that I had some other scopes, but they weren't really kind of where I wanted them to be, and using the Seestar so much, I ended up kind of going down a bit of a rabbit hole, trying to update, bring the other scopes up to spec, a place where I'd be able to do what I wanted to do with them. But meanwhile, I need to find another target. Oh, the good news is, since I spent so much time on this galaxy, yeah, see, this is about to go behind a building. I mean, this isn't 100% accurate, but it's somewhat accurate, so it's definitely on borrowed time here. Yeah, let me do Leo Quartet. So I'm gonna finally stop this one. That's true. That's true. And even if you do have another scope, I mean, like what happened to me with my reflector, I was having all kinds of guiding issues and stuff, but I was running my Seestar, and so like I was able to do imaging with Seestar, and I got there were a couple nights where I got almost nothing done with the reflector, but I got a bunch of stuff done with the Seestar. Yeah. But yeah, so this is doing, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, the gradients are something I can clean up, but like there's definitely a lot of detail in the galaxy arms, and I think processing this 400 frames, only 14 drops, it's not bad. So we'll stop that, and we will go. Now the question is, so I need to switch to the Seestar's field of view. I accidentally clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, it's Leo Quartet over here. It's not quite like the Leo triplet, but it's got some interesting ones. The one I really want to get a bunch of data with the reflector on, using the reflector, is this one. This highly distorted galaxy. So we'll try, maybe I'll just do the 3190 group. Yeah, we'll go with that. So let's go image, get it from Stellarium, and I'll do an hour with this. I mean, we can always change it, but I'll start with an hour. Of course, might get fog, hopefully not, but we will see. So it's the head of the seagull, and it's kind of wings here. And I restarted it because I wanted it flipped head up, and so it just went ahead and restarted it. That's okay, because the other frames I can still process them after the fact. Okay, got one So let's go view that. Okay, I can see one of them. I mean, honestly, you can definitely do that. You can spend almost limitless time on processing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, watch. M42 in testing. 10 meg. Let me check something here. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Can close that. Didn't mean to have that window up. That was from when Turf was streaming, but he's gotten clouded out. Okay. All right. Just going back. All right. I'm behind on Discord, so I was just looking at. Okay, let me. Oh, I see someone. Hello. Hello, I see someone joined the Discord server. Welcome or greetings. Oh man, how can I show this? I was gonna show the something about the Discord server. Let me see if I can demo this in a sensible way. No. Let's see, installation. Okay. All right. Let me look here. All right. Okay. Let's see if I can do this here. I go to testing. Oh. So there is. How can I? Just trying to see if there's a way for me to do this. let's see. Did I do this? Okay. So on the Discord server, I have this, I created a bot, and you can go help. You can look up something, so I can look up. It's still a work in progress, but just to let you know, it's like so I can go Simbad. What am I? What was it? 3190, and it'll tell you kind of where it is, the coordinates and stuff. It's still a work in progress, but the feature that I and others have been using a lot is it will do plate solving, which if you're used to doing it or you have software that does it, it's nothing necessarily different. It's just if you're on Discord, it can be handy. And let me show you real quick. Basically, I can go solve and then pick an image here I've got kind of conveniently. And so this is M33, which I know it is ahead of time, but it will it takes it, it uploads it, and to astrometry.net, which you can do it yourself, or you could do it this way. And let's see, is it still running or did I break it? Yeah, it's still running. And then when it's done, hopefully it'll finish soon. If it doesn't, of course it never fails when you have a demo. It always ends up not working 100%. But it's still thinking. Of course, I'm trying to demo it live, but so we'll go back to that in a sec. Meanwhile, we'll look at this, which is Leo Quartet. Okay, so something went wrong, and I need to fix it where it actually gives the submission ID, because then you'd be able to go submission. Oops. Helps if I do it correctly. Something went wrong. Okay, it didn't have it, but we can look back at other ones, and what it does, it will take the image, it'll plate solve it, it'll tell you which objects are in it, it provides a link to the objects, which doesn't really buy you much, but it also shows you where it is. So yeah, unfortunately, let's see if this okay, well, maybe they're having some issues here. One other thing that's kind of cool is what it is, the Orion. Now this may or may not be factually correct, but my goal is I have some thoughts on how to make it more factually correct. It's like ChatGPT, basically. But at some point, the next iteration of it, it'll be more factually correct on Orion, or I mean not on Orion, on astronomy related topics. Whereas I've caught it in a few errors, like it miscalculated light years. But anyway, yeah. So it's kind of a little fun little thing on the. And like I say, if you're on the Discord server, the commands start with an exclamation mark. You just go exclamation help, and it tells you the commands, and I'm actively adding things to it. So something to kind of play around with. And again, keeping with the theme of the channel and Discord server, I'm trying to make it astronomically useful things. I have a few ideas on things, but if you have any suggestions, let me know. Things you might want to see. Oh wow, it is getting a lot of nebulosity there, which is great. It's just too bad the field of view is so narrow. But look at this. That is 16 minutes. That is doing really well, especially in my skies. See, now I really want to have that the reducer. So this is the camera I have. This is the telescope we're on. And oh, it does the wrong seagull. What is it again? Is it this? Is it this one? Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to just... I can look it up. I can just go over here. And it should be right here. Yeah, so this is the field of view. It's the rotation's a little different, but with the reducer, I would be able to get almost all of the seagull in the frame. Yeah, I'd be able to get all of the seagull, basically almost all of it, all the way down to this SH region. But that'll be the next thing I do. Your Orion plate solved? Cool. Yeah, okay, I see, thank you. But look at all the nebulosity there. I'm really impressed at how much it's gotten. Let me see. Mark on red. Oh yeah. Oh. And I see Jay Kelly's been I see Jay Kelly has been working on come on. Has been messing around with that. And so yeah, if you just type solve without providing information, it gives a brief information. So he uploaded this and see it solved it, and it shows like all of the different things that are in that object, and where it is, which is kind of what we would expect. Are you on the Leo Quartet? Yes, I am. Which actually, it shows, let me just do a practical thing. It's actually surprisingly robust. So I took a screenshot of that, and let's try solving that. See what it comes up with. Literally just took a screenshot and pasted it into Discord. I was doing that earlier and it was working pretty well. Yeah, Jeff's I don't keep any of the images locally. It basically just the bot's actually running in this computer, but it ends up forwarding it directly to the service. But yeah, see, look, it showed where it is. It has all the different NGC objects and IC objects and certain bright stars. And yeah, shows where it is in Leo. So kind of handy, and like I was just like I literally just showed, you can do grab a screenshot and just paste it in there, and it'll tell you, oh, it's here. So you don't have to. I mean, like I say, you could. There's other ways to do it, like if you have software that does plate solving, but this is like super easy. Yeah, it was. I kind of got carried away over the weekend. I added that. I was like, you know, I know they have an API with astrometry.net, and I'm like, and I had started the Discord bot, and I'm like, can I do this? And so I was like on a mission. Yeah, no, and I have some other ideas for, I mean, like things that come up on the stream and stuff, and actually I added that feature, and I find myself using it more than I realized I would. You know, like I'll just see something random and I want to, and yeah, I just, because it's so straightforward to use. And what was it? Hot Cheeto, he had a photo that he had taken. I mean, astrometry.net is pretty forgiving. He had taken a photo where it was like a quarter of it was building, kind of overexposed building, and it had no problem plate solving it. Like the stars were recognizable in the image, and so it was able to plate solve, which was cool. Yeah, no, I mean, to be fair, it's like functionality that's out there. It's just I kind of tied it together into the pot, and then now I'm finding myself personally using it because it's because it makes it so easy. And if you're in Discord a lot, it's even easier. But yeah, it's at some point I might switch to self, because the astrometry net is will it work with fits? Theoretically it should. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Upload. Yeah, it takes JPEG, GIF, PNG, or fits. Actually, it also takes. It actually takes tar balls or G-zipped tar balls that have images within them. It'll take those too. It's kind of crazy, but that's the service I'm using. Wow, it is getting so much nebulosity. I'm like super happy with this, honestly, because I don't think I've gotten, in 24 minutes, I don't know if I've gotten this much from the Seagull before, which is good. So Seiko submitted let me look this up. Let me look in the Discord. When did you submit that? Was it in the testing channel? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it should do it. Let me try that. Did you just retry it? Let's see. H. Okay. Oh, and the other thing, so as part of that, now the plate solving stuff I won't add. Basically, I'm looking at some subset of the commands may show up in a YouTube chat bot. I had started working on it, but the plate solving won't, because you can't send images. Oops, what did I just do? Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's see if this will work. All right. Wow, that's a 66 meg file. Yeah, I don't know if you did it or not, but I just started. I just sent it. That would be cool. Plate solving on your old. Yeah, I'm sure it's possible. You were watching for YouTube. Nice, nice. Yeah, file. Yeah, that's the problem. And because it's going through my laptop, it's like it's coming down from Discord to my laptop, and then I send it out to astrometry.net. So it's like round tripping through my computer. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a good point. Yeah. Or maybe have more than one bot channel. Cause yeah, it was getting kind of I was definitely part of the problem. I was having a little bit too much fun with the AI. Yeah. That's weird. That's weird. What happened? I don't know whose that was. I haven't actually looked at the photo Seiko. Oh no, it was a photo of Orion. I don't know what happened to it. Might be the size. I'll have to check that later. Oh right, yeah, plate solving device. I was looking at one of those recently. Oh, look at this. This is going well. A quartet. And before I forget, because I might be short on time here with... Oh, that's what I quit. I accidentally closed the window to the mini PC. I hope I didn't mess it up. Okay, good. Because sometimes when I quit it, it ends up causing some issues with the mini PC. Whoa, there's almost too much nebulosity in here. Jeez. Let me try to dial this back. Almost too much nebulosity in there. That's crazy. There's a lot of nebulosity in there. Let me try resetting this. Like I say, I don't think no, I shouldn't say I think. I've definitely never gotten that much nebulosity in the Seagull Nebula. What happened? I guess maybe there was just something weird about the stretch I had. Even then, that was a lot of nebulosity. Yeah, there was something I was looking at. What was it? It was because you had mentioned this recently, the Pi Finder. There were a couple of them. This was one of them. Yeah, this one. Yeah, go nuts. You never go back. Lots of HA. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, that's true. Which again, I've yeah, that is being able to plate solve just different things like that is pretty nice. But yeah, this is kind of interesting. It's like if you have a Dobsonian, it has its own little screen there, and it'll kind of plate solve and figure out where you're pointing and give you guidance on where to push it to. But yeah, that one. There was another one I ran across recently, and I haven't seen it, or I don't remember which one it was. I'm afraid the fog might be coming. But the good news is it's supposed to be clear here tomorrow night. So if it fogs up, I'll do it again tomorrow. I mean, whether it fogs up or not, if it's clear tomorrow, I'm gonna stream tomorrow. It's really pretty cool. Saw it at yeah, that makes sense. It's pretty cool. Like I say, I saw another one, and it was very similar idea. I may have to pick another target here. This one's going to keep going for a while, but for this one, it's certainly got a lot of hydrogen alpha. One thing I should try to do, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, is try to do, let's see, it's got what was it, a sequencer? Deep Sky Sequence Planner. Okay. Capture in raw. Fits. Okay. Right. Target. Go to I haven't actually used this, and I'm not using it now, but just seeing what it can do. Select that, go to it. Repeat. Hiding focus cover. Advanced edit. Whoa. Sharp cap does so much. It's like Nina. Jeez. Wow. Alright, I'm gonna stop then. Yeah, that would work. Astro Hopper works on Android. That's cool. Actually, let me look. Did I have that in my... Because sometimes what happens is I'll open a tab with the idea that I want to talk about it on a stream. No, it wasn't here. Let me go look on another browser. Push to software, yeah. Oh, Astro does not do plate solving. Let me look. Where was that I saw? I swear I saw that somewhere. I have so many tabs open, it's kind of ridiculous. And I still have all this stuff from when I was getting astrometry working. Oh, Pi Finder. Oh, here's another one. This was the other one I ran across. So I ran across, I ran across that, and give me a sec. It was another project that was similar. It might not be any cheaper, but I had run across, I found it on Reddit. So Pi Finder, this is their GitHub repository for where the software is, but then I saw this other one called Sky Solve. And it looks like it's a bit simpler. It uses, I think, the HQ camera, and then it uses a browser interface, so you use your phone. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, dark skies and cell service rarely go. Oh, Astro Hopper requires cell service. Yeah. All right. So yeah, there was that Pi Finder, and then the other one I had run across more recently is that Sky Solve, which it looks like it's just it's very similar. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean it wouldn't be something you wouldn't it's not like the other one. It's not a self-contained, but it looked like something that might be cheaper if you have a phone or a tablet. Anyway, it's just a different option, potentially. I didn't look at it that carefully, but it looked promising. Yeah, so I think I'm about running out of time on this one. So let's look. What else could I image with this scope? Ideally something that isn't behind a building. And something that might be okay with a light pollution filter. Oh, I could try the skull and crossbones real quick. SH2, because I found that does pretty well even on the Seestar, so I'll try SH2 321. Yeah. 2311, sorry. Wow, that is so red. All right, so we will stop this. Yeah, another reason. There's so many reasons to buy a Raspberry Pi. um, Astro Software makes live stacking. Oh, that's cool. There's always, exactly, there's always a reason to buy another Raspberry Pi. Okay, so let's go to SH2. It was 311, right? 311. Okay. Maybe it's not. Oh, man. Don't tell me it's not even in there. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, well. I'll do a different object tonight. Or now. Next, what would be... That one look good? Basically, one of the things I've been kind of alternating between the refractor and the reflector, mostly because I only have one camera, one astro camera that's good or decent, and so I don't do. So tonight was a refractor night, and I'll probably do the refractor again tomorrow, but then I'll probably switch to the reflector at some point. Because there's some nice smaller targets that would be good. Yeah, because unfortunately, a lot of the things, the nebulas and such that I would want to image are now behind a building. So, I think what I will do... Oh, nice. NGC 2467? Okay, let me try that. Because a lot of times they'll be, right, a star cluster. 2467. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, thanks. For whatever reason, what I had clicked on, I think I had clicked on the SH, the sharpless, and the problem is the sharpless, I have to figure out how to get sharpless stuff in SharpCap. So, thanks for that. I'm gonna take a sip. What is everybody's Raspberry Pi count? 16. Wow, that's a lot of Raspberry Pis. I don't know how many I have. I think it's over. It's definitely over a dozen. Because I think I had 9. I don't even know. Because I think I have 9 Pi 4 series. I have 1 Pi 5. And then I have at least 3. I have 3 Pi 3s. And I have some Pi 0s, some Pi 2s, some first generation ones. I don't even know how many I have. 0, but at least 4. Yeah, I mean they're nice little Nice little mini computers. There's lots of information, lots of different projects you can do with them. Yeah. I mean, that said, there are a lot of things that, like, I know I personally have used a Pi that I probably should have just used a mini PC. But there's tons of things that it's still great for a lot of things. Wow. I have the checkbox in SharpCap set to pause PhD2, and it actually is working. It actually paused it and picked it up again. So that's reassuring. 6 at the moment. It's not bad. I mean, honestly, not everybody is a, as Wiley Site said, I may have been part of the reason there was a shortage for Pis a few years ago. Because I got a whole bunch of them just before the shortage happened. Coincidence? So I'm trying to bring it down to the base ISO, which is 210. But then let's bring it up to maybe a 30-second exposure. Yeah. By order. Oh yeah, that's true. You have a lot of different projects. I mean, different kinds of projects, which would each require, yeah, different Pis. Yeah, each one of those individually, you could have quite a few Pis with ham, with astronomy, weather, satellites, audio. Yeah. I had some for like home automation projects. I actually ended up using creating a Kubernetes cluster just and with virtualization just to kind of mess around. So that was part of the reason. Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. It's good for that kind of stuff. Definitely great for that kind of stuff. Treat EC2 instances. Yeah, yeah. That'll work. That's good too. Just kind of almost I mean, they're even more so. They're like totally disposable. Okay, so let's try this. Let me make sure I actually click the right stack option. And while this is going, wow, got a few galaxies here. I think this is the one. Is this the one that has like the tidal disruption? This one particularly, I want to really get in the reflector because it's got a much narrower field of view. I think that would be awesome. 3 just running. Wow. I actually did. What did I end up? I think I was trying jellyfin on one of them. Rack mount home lab. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. For that kind of stuff, those can be really good. All right, I'll wait for it to capture a few more frames before I try to auto stretch it. How are we doing on the weather here? It's getting closer. See, there was like this little bit of cloud that just didn't fully go offshore. And then, yeah, just around the Galveston Bay, and then Galveston just kind of coming up into the city. And it did say it was after midnight, at least where I am. Supposedly there was a heavy fog advisory. Oof. Yeah, no, that would be bad. That would be really bad. Okay, we're at 2 minutes here. Oh, I reset. I need to stretch. Oh, okay. This is already getting some detail. Oh man, dang it. I didn't lose that much. Well, I didn't really lose any of the data. It's just I wanted it to not be flipped. Right. I mean, even then they're not like their pricing is pretty isn't like I'd never really feel like it's, oh, that's outrageous. Okay, one more frame and I will do the stretch. Auto stretch. How's the guiding on this one doing? I haven't retuned the guiding on this one, so it's still I'd been messing with the numbers because of the reflector, but it seems fine. I might have to redo that. Sometimes when it doesn't have much data, it ends up a little weird. Yeah. OpenAI, yeah, for profit and non-profit. Yeah. Almost. Yeah. Yeah, they aren't, but yeah. Yeah, I guess it depends on what you consider, but they do sell a lot of them. A lot. I mean, I need to give it more time. It's just started loading data. I mean, just started capturing data, so I am looking forward to this setup with the some of the summer Milky Way targets. There we go. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Oh, a little bit more. Skull and Crossbones Nebula. Some of these names. 60 million sold. Wow. Nice. Nice. Oh, I missed it. Were you? Oh, I see. I was missing it. So one of the other reasons, let me, for those who haven't joined the Discord server, there is often somebody streaming, sharing astronomy later, something they're observing. So sometimes it's deep sky stuff, sometimes it's solar. Stephen Fox is in New Zealand, and so he'll often be streaming the sun during our overlapping with our day, but then also into the evening after sunset here, but then also imaging southern hemisphere deep sky targets. A bunch of other people are imaging. We have a imaging challenge of the Seagull Nebula, which I was just imaging, where we're going to try to pool of all of our images at the end of the month and try to make a mosaic or something. We'll see what we end up with. It's the first month, so we will be doing that regularly going forward. So if you haven't joined it, join it. Check it out. Wow, our no drop frames. Yeah, Wiley Side had like 4 hours yesterday with 0 drop frames, but he's running his Seestar in equatorial mode, which helps a lot for that. And I'm going to start running this one in equatorial mode. I just haven't set it up yet. I mean, I was running the other one in equatorial mode, but I need to set this one up with it. Let's see. All right. Yeah, Icarus was doing Markarian's Chain last night, and that was pretty cool. I was watching that. There were several people who were streaming last night. Or I call it streaming, but yeah, sharing, screen sharing in Discord. And also a bunch of us were chatting. I don't know if it was last night or the night before. Sometimes it blurs together. Yeah. 30 frames. Yeah, because, yeah, that's pretty cool. That is really cool. Okay, let me see if I can drag this a little bit. That does kind of look like a skull, doesn't it? I will zoom out a bit, but then I want to zoom in more. Yeah, no, maybe not that much. We'll do that. Kind of in between. Definitely gets a lot of nebulosity, but then again, it is a fairly narrow band filter. But it's a pretty cheap one. It's the SV Bony SV220 filter. yeah, it's not too expensive. It goes on sale periodically. There was a sale where it was like under $100. But yeah, that's the one I've got, and it's sold on Amazon and other places. And check out the reviews, but the reviews I saw of it were pretty favorable, so that's why I picked up one, and so far I've been pretty happy with it. I definitely want to try Leo, the quartet with the refractor. I mean reflector, because it's a higher focal length, so it should be able to image the galaxies a lot closer. Well, to give you an idea, I can show you. So I have the fields of view in here. So if I go look at Leo Quartet, this is with the refractor. You can see it's a pretty wide field of view. So if we just focus on this galaxy, and the Seestar is also pretty wide. I'm having to zoom in to see the galaxies here, but with the reflector, it's basically, I could get basically the quartet nice and kind of nice and tight in the frame. But yeah, so I've been wanting to image this with that. It's good for the quartet, but the Leo triplet, which is great in the Seestar because the three galaxies like fill the frame. I mean, individually they don't, but you can get all three in one shot on the Seestar. But the triplet you cannot with this other telescope I have. Like, look at this. Like, you can't. Not the refractor, but this is the telescope I'm not using tonight, the reflector. It would be pretty cool to image this one. Basically, I could fill the frame with this galaxy, a hamburger galaxy. But yeah, which is why I'd been having some guiding issues with that telescope, just because of its focal length. Not this one, but the reflector. And because of my heavy light pollution. But one thing I want to do, or I wanted to use it for planets, but also galaxies. So I need to get the guiding together. But once I do, it'll, especially as we head into galaxy season, I want to make sure I get that all sorted out. It's turning out pretty well. Just 13 minutes. Oh, did this finally finish? This was an hour of data. Yeah, that finished. So that was great. That turned out. I think with some processing that'll look good. The amount of nebulosity here is, it's getting so much nebulosity. Although how much of it is gradient too? I mean, some days are like that. I mean, for me, it depends on where in the sky I'm pointing. Sometimes it also depends on how level it is, because sometimes I'll get it level, but then when it's closed and then I'll open it up and it'll end up off level. Oh man, That's unfortunate. Getting throw off your polar alignment when you move. All right, so let's see, what do we... Yeah, my luckily mine are sitting on I mean, I have enough problems with the reflector just getting anything working because of the light pollution and stuff, but at least yeah, mine are on pavers. Oh, I want to do Seestar, and actually, how's the weather looking? So far, it doesn't seem to have deteriorated, which is good. I was thinking maybe I could move on to Leo triplet, but it hasn't quite. Maybe it has. Maybe I'll try it. I'll try it. And what I end up doing is picking like a star and then use that as kind of the center point. Problem is none of the stars are, they're all too... Maybe this one? Yeah, that one works. That's a faint one. Alright, so let's try this and hopefully the building isn't in the way. And we'll let this go for an hour. I'm not convinced I'll have an hour, but we'll try it. Let me look at something. All right. I'm just looking at my notes to see if there were other things. All right. Yeah, so that let's see. It's looking more menacing. Let's see. Let me see if I restretch this, if it ends up slightly different. Sorry, I forgot to move. over to live view here. Oh yeah. The good thing about Leo triplet is all three of the galaxies are decent size in the Seestar's field of view, but they also are reasonably bright with only 2 minutes of data in terrible light pollution. It's not bad. Not bad at all. So the skull and crossbone on the left and Leo triplet on the right. Sorry, sometimes I need to, I get kind of a little tense. Not tense, but just kind of sitting in one position. Let's see. An hour on the triplet, did a mosaic. Well, I mean, in the case of the triplet, if you kind of do the mosaic, like if I were doing a mosaic in this case, I would do kind of the minimal mosaic to try to make sure all three galaxies stay in the field of view. But yeah, and I know what you mean. Sometimes it ends up, the mosaic mode ends up dropping a lot, and yeah, it ends up, yeah, yeah, the hamburger galaxy, this one, hamburger, yeah, definitely want to try the, but yeah, that, I mean, I would have probably tried to do more mosaics tonight. It's just, I was having a problem getting the app which I have running on my laptop to connect to the Seestar. I wanted to connect over Bluetooth, and it's too far away. It's downstairs and kind of away. But the way I have the network set up, like there's an access point downstairs, but it's connected to Ethernet up here, and so the signal is fine. It's great on the Seestar, and I have a solid connection over here. But then if it's trying to talk Bluetooth, like, it's too far, unfortunately. It looks kind of cool. Keep doing the wrong zoom. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, it was a port I picked just because 543.2. And I'd been using it for a while, and then someone pointed out that it was the same port as Postgres, and I don't know if that's the problem you ran into. And I guess the frustrating thing is I have run Postgres locally. It's just I hadn't in a while, and so I didn't run into a port conflict. But yeah, if it's Postgres, it's definitely a bit more than one person. But the problem is changing it at this point would probably be a problem. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Unfortunately, like I say, I should have, for whatever, I didn't remember that was a port. I mean, I developed some major systems in Postgres, and I was running it locally. And I think the problem is, speaking of AWS, I think the problem was I was using an AWS database and I'd stopped running it locally, and it had been a couple years, maybe, since I'd run it locally. And so, yeah, I had totally forgotten, and oops. Sorry about that. I mean, the doubly frustrating thing for me is I should have, like, I theoretically should have known that, having run Postgres locally. But, oh well, sorry about that. Oh yeah, 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 I could see that. Skull and crossbone. It definitely does look like a skull. Oh, before I get too much further, let me see how much longer I have before this goes behind a building. Because I think it's already almost there, or is there. Oh, yeah. Let me see. Dropped a frame. I'm wondering about this getting lighter, if it's... I may stop this because I'm afraid it's near a building and it's gonna just mess up. No, I think I'm going to stop this because I have a feeling it's about to start getting into the building. Oh, off to bed. Yeah, good night, Smokey. Thanks for joining. Talk, yeah, see you tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, and I think that's the problem that's bit a few other people. Like, they didn't realize that they were running something at the time. Oh, see, look, it's already got the building. That's why it was kind of getting weird and it was getting brighter. Yeah, some people, they didn't realize they were running it because they'd installed something else. And then, yeah, dragged it in. Can't get a signal to see if a bird's eating or what the heck happened. Yeah, that's frustrating. Okay, so let's go point this at something else. Since this is now pointing at a building. What could I point it at? Actually, what I do sometimes for that nebulosity, if I turn on this, I have this set to the red survey, and that shows some nice nebulosity, but I have a suspicion this is too dim for me here in my backyard. So just wondering if maybe I do stray cat. Wow. Yeah, yeah, that's the problem, and it's doubly problematic for me because a lot of things I mean, I basically the fact I can't see things almost anything to the west of the meridian, um, stuff rapidly rotates out of view. Maybe I'll do the beehive. It's M44. Okay, go to catalog. All right. Yeah, yeah, this is true. I've already been kind of creating a list of things to start with, but yeah, I was at one point I was looking and I was like, wow, I'm gonna have a lot of options now between the darker skies and the lack of the much less obstructions. That's gonna be a huge thing. Okay, thanks for joining, Benji. Have a good evening. Uh, thanks. Yeah, have a good night. Uh-oh. Actually, look at the all sky camera. We might have a situation here. It was just a matter of time. They did say heavy fog warning started at midnight, but it looks like it might be here early. I'm also I'm on the southern half of the city, so things tend to get here sooner. So, yeah, I think I might be done, because this piece soup does, I see one star. Yeah, that literally just rolled in. Let me see if it actually can see anything at this point. Because if it just sees clouds, then... Yeah, I see one star here. Yeah, it's getting thicker. Well, that was sudden. Yeah, that was very sudden. So I might go ahead and just stop the Leo triplet. Yeah, it's starting to drop frames on Leo triplet, so I'm stopping that. Are there obstructions? Oh, need to go to bed. Might be able to get scopes. Oh, that's nice. Well, I'll be streaming tomorrow evening, assuming it stays clear, and it's supposed to stay clear. So, yeah, hopefully it'll be clear for you after 10. Are there obstructions at Starfront? For the most part, it's pretty open. Actually, before I forget, let me shut off guiding here, because it's not going to be able to guide. It already gave up on it. Yeah, so if we look at the live status at Starfront here, but see, this is precisely why, or this is yet another reason why Starfront will be great once I'm up and running there, is that I could, the two scopes that are here would just now stop, but things are still great there. Like, you can see Orion, this is the all sky camera. this is a view inside of the observatory. Like the telescopes are down a bit, but so like they can't see to the horizon, but it's, it's pretty consistent in every direction. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, and when I was looking at it here, now I know the telescopes can't necessarily see that low, but from here, from these cameras, I was able to see Canopus, which, not cannabis, Canopus, which is like 5 or 6 degrees above the horizon. I was able to see it over the tops of the roofs. Now, the telescopes, I think some people were saying they could only see like down to 10 degrees, which is still pretty good. Yeah. I think so. I think so. Looks like a nice night there. And it's, we're going into the new moon here this week. So that'll be good. But yeah, they have cameras on each building, but like, look at that. You can, nice dark skies. You can see the Milky Way in each. Yeah, speaking of which, but yeah, that was rather sudden. Some people signed off, and then suddenly, like, everything went to pieces. No, I mean, it was something I knew it was coming. So it was just a matter of time. But that does remind me, I probably, since I'll be streaming tomorrow, I probably should wrap this up so I can get the gear inside, so it doesn't, like if it starts getting kind of dew condensation. Oh yeah, shooting Centaurus A. See, that was one thing. Let me look this up. That's good to know, because I suspected as much, and I did briefly talk to Bray about this. That I was asking him, like, how low can you see? And I told him that Centaurus A was one of the targets I wanted to look at. So I got rid of my terrible horizon and replaced it with just a zero horizon. So let's look up. This helps if I know how to Horus A. And now my latitude mine is close to star fronts. They're about 1 degree further north, 1.5 degrees, about that. So it's pretty close. So it looks like at its peak it's 17 degrees above the horizon here, which is too low for me. But at star front that would be 15 degrees. So if you can see at least 10 degrees above the horizon, you can get Centaurus A, you can get Omega Centauri. Yeah. Now the other one that I'm interested in is the Dragons of Ara, or however you pronounce that, which also gets about that far above it's 11 degrees. So long as you can see, so long as my scope can see down to 10 degrees south, which he was describing some things they're looking at doing specifically for the Seestar, since they are lower, which might help with the southern visibility. So if that's the case, then yeah, if I can shoot down to 10 degrees, then I could get the Dragons of Ara, Centaurus A, and Omega Centauri, which would be awesome. Yeah, bag them out. Well, it took, in the case of the polar alignment on the refractor, it took almost no time. I mean, I got it within 1 arc minute, like with almost no time. So it's going to be so damp out there, I'm going to bring it in. But in the case of the reflector, I'm going to have to come up with a better story for that one. So that's actually a really good idea. That is a good idea. I might know, I mean, doesn't help you, but I might know somebody that might be able to help me, actually. Well, let me start shutting things down because I don't know how much condensation is going to be out there. At least I can shut down the Seestar. Scope shut down. All right. Oh. Someone might, but she may not be speaking. That's funny. Okay, so all right, so that's shutting down. I'm a little nervous sometimes about parking this thing without being there, but I'm gonna go ahead and try it. Did I check it? I need to, oh, nice. I heard, yeah. I need to come up with a better, one thing I was thinking of is setting up my, I'd been debating getting a peer camera at Starfront once I'm live there, but I was actually thinking I should, because this all-sky camera is not great for a peer camera because it's like too much delay. I might, maybe what I need to do is kind of work out a peer camera here, and then, yeah, then I can go from there, and then I can translate that over to Starfront. Okay, did it actually do anything? Or when I parked it, it did just stay. Oh, no, it's it's always very disconcerting how it just kind of swings around. That's why I need a peer cam. I need to do something about that because this is like I had a near miss with the reflector, like where it ended up just fractions of an inch away. Yeah, this is in the correct part. This is in the correct parked position, which is good. So that's in good shape. It's a heavy tarp, yeah. Talk him into it. Nice. Tie some weights on the ground. So yeah, that makes sense. Let me I have a cooled camera here. I think this is all in good shape. And I will shut this off. And I think this is all good. And hibernate at current position. It already is hibernated. So that's all in good shape. So yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm concerned about the fog and dew on the scopes, but I will be streaming again. I should be streaming again tomorrow evening. It alleged it was going to be good. Yeah, look at that. It claims it's going to be good tomorrow, and it might not be good until Friday, but hopefully I'll be up and running at Starfront. So I might end up going live this week with a Starfront only live stream, which I'm sure will be fine because there's so many targets to potentially image. I'm not running on the hardware encoder, but what happened was I changed the way OBS was set up. I'm actually multi-streaming, but the way it was configured, YouTube was the secondary stream. It was using a software encoder on the computer. I changed it to the hardware encoder on the computer. And I think the reason it didn't, I've tried it before, and I think the reason it didn't work before is I was trying to stream at 1440 before, and it didn't, it was either YouTube or I think Twitch didn't like it, whatever I was sending. But I've switched to 1080, back to 1080p. But the big thing I think is it's using the hardware encoder on. No, there's two things. I think I might have also been trying to stream over wireless, but there was also a problem with the hardware, with the encoder, because I did some tests and it after that stream, and I realized if I could use the hardware encoder on the computer, it would be good. And it's using less CPU and everything. So yeah, it has some drop stats. The problem is it was showing me Twitch dropped stats, but it wasn't showing me YouTube. So I redid things, so now it's showing me YouTube dropped stats, and it's like a fraction of a percent, like it's 1 out of 1,000 frames. And it hasn't gone up in a while, so it might have been at the beginning. So yeah, and I'm glad you're confirming that though, because I had done some tests at the time just to, because otherwise if it had done it again tonight, I would have had to go back to the hardware encoder. But yeah, it looks like the fog's getting thicker, so I need to probably run. Thanks everybody for joining. Like I say, I'll be streaming again tomorrow, probably more than one time this week, so keep an eye out for that. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that. Getting close to 2,000 subscriptions, which is crazy. I'm really appreciative of that, honestly. But yeah, I appreciate it, and have a good evening. And let me see if I can actually do the outro without breaking everything, because I'm trying to basically reproduce the same thing I had on the hardware encoder. So all right, have a good evening, and see you next time. Bye. Clear skies.